there's not really much Teddy Ruxpin, the Teddy Ruxpin Adventure in the con. So here it is, and I'm wearing the cowboy hat just to throw everyone off, because I am the magical space wizard of Illiop. Space wizard. Silly Kelly, wearing Clint Cowboy's hat. And yes, space. So, yes, Illiop is a planet far from Earth, in another realm, space, and yeah, it's a land of fuzzy creatures. It's kind of like the Muppet Planet. They're all fuzzy, and they tell stories to so yeah, that's what Illiop is, you see. So, on his adventure, it's been well over 30 years since Teddy was on Earth. So he returns and discovers a Star Trek convention, or Fanime convention, where there are creatures similar to him, that is, furries. And the furries are, yes, clearly some sort of offshoot of the whole thing, which is why Silly Kelly goes in disguise as a furry at one point in order to communicate with them. Yes, earn their trust or something. So yeah.
Come dream with me tonight. Let's go to far off places and search for treasures bright. Come dream with me tonight.
Now I'm going to cut to the footage of him returning through the space bridge. Otherwise it wouldn't make sense. Come dream with me tonight. Yeah. Let's go to far off places. Let's search for treasures bright. Come dream with me tonight.
There's a ramp down there in Washington. Yeah, she's a well-known cosplayer. But Nick's fucked. Nick's gonna take the stairs.
May 24th, 2019. Welcome to Fanime, 25th anniversary. Silly Kelly. And I have a Teddy in here. So here we are. Let's get tickets without forget. Alright, so we're in the convention hall. There was some audio playing. And this is Silly Kelly. And this is Teddy Ruxpin. And we're at the Fanime. I was talking about there not being a line con. No line con. Went right in. There was a thing called line con for many years, up until about 2014. They did something different. Did Baycon and Fanime, 2013, 2014, 2015. Last Baycon was 2015. So in the game room we have some Fanime since then. This is 4 years later. Yeah, so yeah, we've been doing them.
the stories who invited us originally to Fanime haven't gone since they did that. And they're not here this time, even though later on there's Ghostbuster people. Well, so it's like we're going to Illiop, and planet of the Teddy Ruxpin people. And then we gone to Earth. Yeah, that didn't really pan out, actually. We can certainly do something like that, but didn't really pan out. So, ended up just being convention coverage. I can certainly make 2 movies out of this. Yeah, I can make 2 movies out of this. But yes, actually, but here we are, and
Go over here and there's like nothing, no sound back here. Yeah, because there's nothing going on. Taco Mama. After that, was lunch. I'm gonna go to the Bunny Senpai movie, but first I want to check out what's in the hotel. For your edification, that duffel bag was not an airship. This way. There's nothing going on up here right now. Nothing at all. Let's go watch that Bunny Senpai thing. I'll just sleep here. And now I shall use my magical powers to make this duffel bag float. It really won't be, but yeah. Uh-oh. There. Okay, cut.
Well, this here is Clint Cowpoke as well. Silly Kelly and I are in here making a movie film. I got this here Teddy Ruxpin. He's floating along this here. Oh, I just broke the 4th wall. Yeah, there's nothing going on up here. Gonna go see the Bunny Senpai. So, yeah. There's 2 of us here. Tomorrow, Fuzzy Face be dressed up like sort of like a cat bear dude. Yeah, so that'll be funny. So let's down here. Yep.
The police are gonna come up here. What is that? Stop them. Come on.
roughly where the Spider-Man kid. Yeah. Yeah, so at the convention we have yeah, outside at the con, various characters and a gargoyle type of thing, and yeah, it's definitely interesting, but less. There was less people emphasizing yeah, the other less people emphasizing the interswap thing. Yeah, there weren't as many people being in drag. Actually, not hardly at all. Here's Teddy Ruxpin, trying to get him to walk. You can see it didn't work. Because, yeah, it really, really, really didn't work. And I just showed it with the hand in the background so you could see why it really, really, really didn't work. So you can see, that did not work. So, yeah. Silly Kelly voice is similar to the voice of the teddy bear anyway. Isn't where he got it originally, the voice, the Kelly Lux voice. Somebody thought that he was the guy. I think that was on day 2. But in this one now we have some Pokemon characters. And there's the Wario guy who shows up later, so he's everywhere. And I didn't mean for that to look like a sort of a habit. It's not. It's not. There's a furry. So yes, excellent. So yeah, it's just a jacket. It was supposed to be the kid who would be king. Anyway, so it didn't. But he's got like a teddy bear.
He's not really dead. He just looks kind of dead. Teddy Ruxpin.
But he's dead.
Definitely. You know what? I don't think we're on Illiop anymore.
Ooh, I kind of flubbed that line. Does not dream of bunny girl senpai. Okay, yeah. This is me discussing the wrong voice, incidentally. And there was music in the background. Rascal doesn't dream of bunny senpai, which is senpai means teacher, actually, not girl. It's like sensei, but like older, like teacher, but not quite sensei. It's senpai. And the joke was that she was a teacher, supposedly, but she looked like him, so it didn't really. It's like a strange little movie about a guy who befriends a girl who is disappearing, which is kind of like a reverse Cillian, in that the illusions of the town sort of make somebody that's famous and that's no longer famous disappear, whereas the Calcat and the Cillians and the various those characters in that story are the opposite of that, in that they make themselves appear. So this is a very anime idea, and yeah, I'm pretty much going over this odd story about this, and it's funny how the Japanese story was it does have a lot of suggestive stuff and material in it. So yeah, but and then they get freaked out when they get called out on suggestive material. Yeah. Anyway, so now we're out the various characters, the convention. It looks like back in the game room, possibly. Or is it the dealer's room? Yes, yeah, it's the dealer's room. No, maybe it was the dealer's room. So there is a Macross person. Yeah, I think it's a Macross person. Macross Delta, newer one. It's actually kind of cool. And I got to see that too, but that was later. I'm giving away stuff that happened later. Yes. Well, it's like the other stuff that was going on wasn't conducive of Captain Marvel and Captain America. And there's Teddy Ruxpin looking kind of horrified, or possibly like scared. Well, actually, I saw others of my kind. I was excited. There's a kitty key. Well, not really. It's a gunsmith cat, I think. Or a gunmetal cats, or one of those other ones. It's not gunsmith cats. It's not. Cat girl. But that was something later too. It was the protesters. Anyway, so we have sort of a walkthrough, various characters. Yeah, I don't know a lot of the animation characters that they're doing. Sure. And don't know what they're trying to be. I don't know this character, but it's interesting looking. So here we have Game of Thrones, possibly. Yeah. Now some people might come. Now some people was talking about costuming. Oh, there's a furry. Excellent, My Little Pony furry. And he's Deadpool. But yeah, the costuming shaming thing. It's like people criticizing their costuming technique. It's like why? Like how would they know? I don't know. And they're like, it's like that's like going to an art gallery and saying, oh, this you know, this artwork is not exactly what I would do. It's like, yeah, what kind of a weird criticism is that? It's like, yeah, but you can't do better. I mean, the response. Oh yeah, I can do better, but I won't. And the Kid Who Would Be King thing that I was wearing from that movie that no one saw, somebody did get it. They're like, oh, it's King Arthur movie, right? So yeah, there was at least one person in there that got it. The jacket looked very similar. Oh, there's another one. There's another furry. Maybe the stories were there the whole time in fur costumes. That'd be awesome. I don't think so, but that'd still be awesome. And those things are really warm too when those happen. Now that is a green Deadpool in a Mexican outfit, which is funny. There's a couple of Deadpools, and it is true that they do in fact reproduce at conventions. Other nerds, they date each other. There's the Mario and another Mario and Mario. It's different guys, Mario and Luigi, and they sort of opposite the part there. Somebody might complain and say, "Oh, he's not big enough to be Luigi." It's like, so. It was like this Game of Thrones. There's a gunsmith cat there. This was the carrot juice. This was unusual. So here we had carrot juice and cake and this weird cake. That don't get carrot juice at Boulangerie, à la Boulange. Don't do that in the future. Oh no! So yeah, there's that migrant worker's hat. The Bijon Bakery Cafe. It's not sponsored by anything. San Jose State got a champion thing. Taking a picture in front of it because I went there. Yeah, and then I discussed it.
Yeah, so apparently the Spartans did actually win a football game. Remarkable. That's where I went to college. Twice. Class of 98 and class of 2008. Had nothing to do with the football team. They apparently won. This year.
Well, they won more than a game. They won the championship. Anyway, yeah. So, and I don't have a shirt from that. Probably should get one. Probably can't find one at this point. Yeah, we're out back at the convention. It's just sort of an odd camera angle there. I just don't think I knew what I was doing. Yeah, there's no sharking or anything. I just didn't know what I was doing. Maybe they're building the ground. There's some interesting weird stuff, but yeah. I was a taiko drum guy. I cut out the audio for this because what if he's that good that and it flags me, because it probably will. So I clipped it out. Yeah, so I didn't want YouTube to flag me. Somebody else has probably recorded it, so it's, yeah, go there, watch theirs. Let's see. And yeah, more of the con. Back, no sound, so I recorded this part. Let's hear some of it. Night. Yeah, so the trick of the, I think it's Game of Thrones again, or it's a Fortnite. It's a Fortnite. That's right. That's what he said it was. Following around Dean's room. I didn't want to just film shots of people's backs and stuff, but kind of cutting in here on occasion. Okay, so yeah, we're still in the dealer's room, and yeah, there's the percentage of men to women was at least 60% women, less men, proving that they do in fact have girls that are totally nerds that come to conventions and dress up in anime and stuff. And there was a panel where a guy was trying to impress a con person in the audience. Was trying to impress a girl by getting to briefly know enough anime to go to the anime convention with her. And that doesn't work. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, if you don't know enough, it's not going to work. So, yeah. And I don't know enough, so it hasn't worked. So, yeah. So, it wasn't me, but I'm just saying. Yeah, and that shouldn't be the barometer of it anyway. It should be rather whether you like the person and they like you or not. It shouldn't matter what you're into necessarily, unless he's into some weird shit he didn't talk about. But yeah, some cool lithograph thingies. Looks like upside down. 13. Yeah, they'd be kids. But yeah, so there's some fuzzy creatures. I bought some fuzzy toys. Incidentally, the store that the fuzzy toys that I bought them from on the fourth day is actually out of business. Apparently they're all online or something. There's that cat thing again. Oh, so yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon people. I know what that is. Yeah, Pokemon. That was invented by a guy with autism. Yeah. But he's making millions, so he's clearly also a really business savvy guy with autism. Oh, so yeah. Unlike the Cal Cat Show, also done by somebody with autism, which doesn't have any doesn't make any revenue off these videos, really at all. I'd have to have more than 80 viewers, but I have a lot of people that viewed them, though, so they should subscribe and like my channel, so that I can have thousands of viewers, and then I can be. There's some interesting bloopers. I'm going to leave them in, though, because they add some interesting film the floor first clarity to this thing. Yeah. So, looked a bit like the Megan. I don't think it was, though. From the church group, but it wasn't. Nor did I see the Pagettes. They weren't here. There. So they looked a little like him, but they weren't. And the lady with the foxtail wasn't there. And the lady with the permies wasn't there either. So there was like, yeah, a bunch of other swords. You always wonder how you get those on a train. I imagine you'd have to order them and then get your friend to take them off the premises in their car. That's what I guessed last year. Because you can't take that on a plane. There's, yes, Off-World shirts. Not a sponsor. We just bought a lot of shirts from them. They also do the con shirts. Yeah, and there's a TV. The TV person was updated so that the screen actually had, like, moving parts. The Pocky, I'm going to mention the Pocky in a minute on here. It's not pot. He's just being weird. Okay.
So I'm now leaving the dealer's room for this here special edible packing. I'm gonna go
go down and watch some movies. This special pack. Yep.
I really want to get a beach shirt.
For some reason, a cowpoke walked into the studio there. Here's a Clint cowpoke, and there's a furry and a girl. Maybe that's... No, that's not right. That'd be interesting. No. Yeah, maybe that's her. No. Although... But here's a monster. Excellent. Good. Which one's the creature? I can't tell. Ha ha ha. No. Oh, no, it's kidding.
So I haven't eaten the Pocky yet. I didn't read the panels right. And I guess I'm going to go to the artist alley a little bit and then go to the 4 o'clock panel because I didn't really read the other ones right. It's half over. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do.
Con thingies. And cowpoke was in there. And he was looking around about and all. And he had a cameo because he was there. So, yeah, I never did eat the Pocky at the convention. I ate it later. It's kind of a useless thing. I kept forgetting the snacks I was eating. At least on day 1. I kept running into that weird melty guy. So I took his picture. I got his permission, of course. That's a dude in that, incidentally. I think it's a Wuzzle, maybe? It's something Dr. Seussian, I think. That's what that is. It looks like a Wuzzle. It's interesting looking. It's probably not, but it kind of reminds me of one. Because if it's supposed to be the guy from the Tree movie, that's Orin. Yeah, so here we have the art gallery. I don't know what's going on in there. And there's is that a Winnie the Pooh? Sort of a half Winnie the Pooh. Now, there's somebody could critique the costume. They could say, that's not really fully on Winnie the Pooh. That's sort of a Christopher Robin disguised as Winnie the Pooh. That's different. Like he's trying to go in incognito or something. Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the shit. Yep. So here we have... What is that? So anyway, here we are at the con, jumping to 30 minutes, 46 seconds. And yeah, the art gallery looking out on the windows. And Teddy Ruxpin really hasn't appeared at all, just briefly. Kind of because the other stuff kind of overshadowed him. It was like, yeah, he was totally going to appear, and he became a MacGuffin. There he is.
Really gonna talk. It's not really gonna talk. Oh, this is yes. My eyes all screwed up, as you can tell. This is gonna be the freakiest thing ever. I hope Kelly knows where he's going. Gonna crash.
That was probably not. So here we have discussing the convention afterward, after the fact. Day 1 is ending, and that's the end of day 1. And yeah, there we. Well, this has been an interesting con experience. Here I am as a teddy bear. It could be worse. No, it was okay. It was fine. Yeah. So yeah, more of the convention stuff and panels and things. Doesn't seem to be up in the room at all.
Okay, so it's about 5, and that was in the Super Dimension Corker's Macross panel, of course. I'm kind of a Macross Star Trek person, but also I have a Teddy Ruxpin. Anyway, so yeah, oh, there's my hand. So yeah, they pretty much confirmed that the Japanese version of Robotech called Macross. At the very end, afterward, I asked him. They pretty much confirmed that at the end, yes, the Japanese one does not mention Rick Hunter at all. It's Jupiter section. It's Jupiter Expedition. It has nothing to do with Rick Hunter. So that cliffhanger at the end of Robotech with Rick Hunter not getting home did not happen. Confirmed by the Robotech Macross guy. Yeah, So my fan film is accurate for the American version, but definitely not the Japanese Macross version, which I knew. So that was anime manga for parents. Panel. It was 5. Concerning, I guess, whether some anime is appropriate or not for children, basically. He didn't specify exactly what wasn't, so yeah, there's that. I'm not familiar with a lot of the stuff he did mention, so maybe they would know immediately if they knew what he was talking about. The next is expand cosplay is not for content. I'm going to go to that. 6 is coming up right now. I'm not filming in there, of course. I'm not filming in there, of course. Yeah, because I was mentioning that in the preview, so I go to it. I'm videoing myself. Okay, see, that's on me. Yeah. So that was a panel of Beyond the Costuming and Consent, a sequel to the one 5 years ago. 2 different people. There were 2 guys on the panel. One of the guys was from the other one. Yeah, so it was quite different than the one a couple years ago. Mainly they talked about photographers and fake photographers. They didn't stop it. Oh well. Basically.
All right. That's the end of the slideshow. Of day 1 slideshow. Yeah.
So I got on the Alum Rock train first, and it stopped at Civic Center, and they like broke off the cars, and they were like gonna go break off the cars, and then the train started acting funny because they were trying to like separate the cars, and then this crazy guy gets on, and this other crazy guy gets like trapped outside of the train. The train doors are going, and finally he screams at the train. He calls the train a bitch. What? Open the door to the train. They wouldn't let him in. So I was like, I'm gonna get off this train and go on to the other train, the Alum Rock train, instead of the Mountain View one that I was on, where it was possessed, and there were crazy people. And one of the crazy people got on the Alum Rock train with no crane, but he got off. But there was a cop cars following the trains all the way down. I don't know what that was about. They didn't stop it. Oh well. Crazy.
Welcome to Fanime Con 2019, day 2.
Yes, I'm here at the convention once more. It is day 2 of Fanime Con, and let's go in and see what's going on. Fanime Con 2019, the 25th, and yeah, no music outside. Don't need to worry about the YouTube. Yeah, so yeah, I got on the Uber. It made more sense. I also have put everything in his bag. I'll be going to Is Your Nerddom Inclusive. That will be at 11. After which, I'll go to the backyard. Yeah. And then after that, there might be other panels. And then after that, Star Blazers. The teddy bears in a bag. Yeah. to get him out later. Well, soon, I guess. Yeah, sooner than later. Plus, I got a little while to mess around.
Saturday does have a wine pond. We're gonna have Sarah and Michael here on Monday. We might not see them. A lot of people here.
So, yeah, there was a little music in this scene. They were doing a program on the scenes there. And I'm here with Werewolf Fuzzy Face and Clint Cowpoke on day 2. This is very Serbian and whatnot. I was there in a convention dealing things that were mysterious and mystical. And also Teddy Ruxpin. Yes, Teddy Ruxpin. Yes, so, yes, you know, day 2 featured some kind of funky people. Briefly, the Cosplays Consent video from the day before, and that they did not go over the harassment thing because they figured everybody that was in the room already knew that. What they went over was mainly the creepy photographers that have expensive cameras running around, and some of them are not actually legit. They're actually just want to get scantily clad women and take pictures of them surreptitiously. They're pretending to be photographers. Yeah, we do not do that, of course. Yes, but yeah, but, you know, some of them they're there, and they're really obvious. Yeah. So if anyone at the convention says, "Come up to my hotel room for a private shoot," don't do it. Unless you want to have sex in their hotel room, if you're into that, I wouldn't. Anyway, so we're coming to the end of that clip there, and yeah, so there's a okay, yeah, so yeah, if you don't want to end up being date raped by creepy photographers, yeah, don't go anywhere with them without your posse with you. Yeah, so that's mainly what they talked about. And inclusion in cosplay and that kind of thing. So, yeah, as inclusion, in other words, minority characters in cosplay. Good idea. Sure. Oddly enough, that the Macross movie that came on the next day didn't include many minorities. But, as you know, you have your cosplay and you have your, I think that's a Hero Academia character. Maybe. Was it Twilight? No, it's then we have some. I think you got a picture of those guys the last time too. Yeah, like twice. Oh well, they were interesting looking. Oh yeah, so so going on from there, and yeah, it's that's not today. So let's go. But there was a weird guy. This one that was thought I was the voice. I knew the voice of Teddy Ruxpin and could get him an autograph, which I can't because I don't know him. Here's the swords again. There was also weird con people at previous panel. Yeah, there was a panel discussion, but it was about other conventions, so I kind of left that out about what they discussed because it wasn't about Bacon. It wasn't about Fanime. Yeah, okay. Okay, so, yeah. Sure. Oh, well, Fuzzy Face. Watching the final Yamato movies. Yes. Calicat used to watch them with Tim Innes or Tim Cantrell. Used to watch all of them, and when they were Star Blazers as well. He had the Yamato on video cassette. They did do a couple of DVD runs of that. You can't get them anymore. I should have got them at the time. But they've done remakes, and this one was a remake. So yeah, it was okay. I really don't need to own it, other than they do the Common Empire again. It's like, okay, kind of already did that years ago. The whole idea that the spaceship takes them a year to cross to another galaxy to get to Gamelons is kind of silly. Because this is like a galaxy Really? Another freaking galaxy? Why would the Gamelons need Earth? They have another galaxy to explore. Not a solar system, a galaxy. Some of these animes, I don't know. And of course, it's the Yamato, the heroic battleship from World War II, which the Allies sunk in the Pacific. It gets turned into a spaceship and fly around. No, Teddy Ruxpin likes this kind of thing because he likes airships. Ooh, yes, they did not have one that I could fly away. Yes. Yes, there were rather some special people. And look at these little figurines, aren't they nice? But yes, so there's a robot. I think it's just his own creation, is what it is. Yeah. An Ultraman. Oh. It's either Carmen Sandiego, somebody in the church, or it's something from something else that just looks like it a little bit. I'm guessing it just looks like it a little bit. Yeah, and here we have some swordplay, action pose. They did ask permission, so yeah, I did ask permission. They did have permission. There's the Jack Sparrow guy. I think I got a picture of at least 2 of those guys dressed like there's the Pirates of the Caribbean thing going on. So why not? And then his significant other, who was the White Queen of Death, which is kind of funny. And here we have there was a picture. Of course, it was deleted from this one, in which there was a backside, and I wasn't trying to get that. Yeah, so I showed them that I deleted it. Anyway, here's a girl from Game of Thrones, and yeah, and there's a attack dummy. Not really. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that was the inclusion in nerddom panel. I'm going to the backyard now. That's a Caribbean bite. Yeah, so mainly it was about kind of what that other panel last night was about. Yeah, so yeah, stuff like inclusion, but not pandering and not being like weird. Accepting people for their costumes, and even if their costume isn't like on point, why would you comment on why there's a flaw in it? It doesn't make sense. Yeah, so that kind of stuff. Yeah, and there was a lot of talk about rap and hip hop, but I don't know that scene, so I got nothing on that. But yeah, so that was pretty much that. There was some of the people in the con asked about. Apparently, at a convention at some point, it was a Fanime. There was a jerk dealer who apparently last year who was accusing people that want to buy his stuff of racism, even though this is one of the guys saying that was like, what about somebody that accuses you of something you didn't do? Well, yeah, film it, contact do an email to the convention. But that wasn't here. That was last year. Somebody mentioned that in the panel. Anyway, so yeah, just be good to people. Yeah. So anyway, so I'm gonna go on to yeah. So yeah. So the just a quickie. The panel was consisting of African American people, and well, that wasn't unusual. But also one of the people mentioned a Final Fantasy 11, not Final Fantasy, Mortal Kombat 11 references like SJW and woke, and then like in that universe slavery gets defeated or something, which is a fantasy thing. The only objection I would see to that is that it dates the story as like taking place in 2019 instead of a fantasy world where Yeah, why, yeah. It's not going to make any sense like 3 years from now. It's going to be like, oh, it would be like back in the 90s when they like reference like oh, these characters are all emo. They're going to be like, what's that? You know, so that it's like, well, yeah, it's going to date the story. It's okay, this took place in the 90s. It has emos. It just doesn't work as a plot device. It's not that it doesn't work because of the connotation. It just doesn't work because it's a bad plot device. It just doesn't woke. Okay. No. Well, I went to the backyard. Although the cashier lady was kind of crabby, I deliberately was not crabby back. She eventually enjoyed being the cashier, and now there's a burp for you. Now, at the backyard. I'm gonna put the fursuit on now.
So yeah, some manga characters from probably one of the Studio Ghibli, and then we come to video game characters. It's from a video game, and this guy. I don't know who the heck this guy is. What this guy kept showing up everywhere. His funny ears. He's looking silly. Looked like a Chewbacca mated with a Mog from Spaceballs. They had a kid. And then we got Teddy Ruxpin. What was I thinking? I have no idea what I was thinking.
There we go. Son about and the Teddy Ruxpin. Okay, now we got the Teddy Ruxpin set up, and now I go do the stroll. So you see me. It's not technically an airship. It's more of a hot rod. Oops.
Okay, so, we couldn't make my character walk, so we had to put him in a big cart. Unfortunately, the big cart kept getting snagged on by people's feet. It was either behind me or in front of me. It made it worse somehow. And people kept plowing into it like flat tire, like... And even though they saw it, they just weren't paying attention, I guess. And usually they said, "Excuse me," but I don't think they wanted to. I think they were kind of mad about that. And then here's a sort of a kitty key with a fur head. That's kind of awesome. Yeah, that's another night person. Well, and there's Clint Cowpo. Somebody's mopping up. Yeah, there was more security on day 2. I don't think they could have handled it if anything bad happened. It wasn't going to, of course. It's stupid. Because everybody was rather indifferent. But I think it's kind of insane, this whole ship thing. Yeah, so here's me, and I'm talking about fancy things. So yeah, so I was saying how meta this was to be dressed, have a sort of a teddy bear like suit, and have a teddy bear in a cart. They probably thought I was Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs or something, really crazy or meta or something. But I was clearly socially aware in the situation, so I clearly wasn't crazy. I was just like a method actor. Once they realized this, they were okay with it. So yeah, we got the characters doing things they shouldn't in this cast. And also, hopefully they can't hear my family members. Anyway, so yeah, there's space critter. Oh, then somebody hit the bag again. Yeah, they just walked right over it, and then the next guy walked over it. It was like, yeah, every time the thing jerked, somebody kicked it.
Somebody inevitably kicked it. I suppose it shouldn't have been behind me, but yeah. Didn't work out too well. Yeah, that doesn't really work. Pointing out some kind of a panel, but I forget which one. A Teddy Ruxpin panel, talking into the phone, and it's funny. Because, like, he's just, like, bizarre and everything. Ooh, there's a guy who looks kind of like Tim back there, but it isn't. Because he wouldn't be at this, I don't think. Oh, what happened there? Oh, well, I'll leave it. Oh, here's some pictures that were taken officially. Yes, with permission. There was quite a few Captain Marvels there. Including at one point a dude Captain Marvel chick, which is actually canon. He was a guy at one point. He's only recently is a chick, actually. Yeah, he was like Shazam, but he was Captain Marvel. It's another guy. Yeah. But no, it was a chick. Somebody took my picture. See, somebody has my picture now. This actually created a bit of a character thing, and they noticed me in this thing. But it was really hot in it. So yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna go into the Star Blazers thing, and earlier one of those protester guys was there and the thing and filming me, and so the protester guy was there, and I was like, and I turned off to the side and said, Jesus didn't say anything about costuming, loud. And then later on, there was one up there in the promenade up there, walking along. So I'll repent sinners for costuming stuff, and I said right to him, "Oh, did you get rejected by a cat girl?" And he's like, "Yeah, he did." So that's why he's doing it, because he got rejected by a cat girl. Should have gone for the bunny girl, I'm telling you. Anyway, the Yamato panel, well, the panels, a couple episodes of the Star Blazers Funimation TV show. Of course, Space Battleship Yamato is actually what it's called. It's the sequel to the $21.99 one. So yeah, it didn't make any sense. Other than it's the Common Empire beginning. It's a reboot. So yeah, it's clearly a reboot. So all the other Yamato stuff from the 70s and 80s, it's completely, they just get to reboot it. The change to the story is that the military guys used reinvented the wave motion guns things to use to make their military too powerful, and the Gamelons are in their thing, and everything's powerful, and the Yamato is under construction but not ready, and the Common Empire people are coming in the story, and yeah, there's a lot of convoluted stuff. But basically they're going to mutiny and take the ship, which is stealing Star Trek Search for Spock, kind of. Oh well. And some dude came up to me just now after the panel, and he's like mentioning LeBaron, the voice of Teddy Ruxpin. He assumed that I guess I knew him, but I don't. I didn't know he was around. I mean, yeah, this character playing, I don't know them. I mean, it'd be kind of cool if I ran into them, but no, I'm a fan. I don't know those people. Come on, cosplaying. It'd be cool, but no. Anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, so we got the Moana girl, and then we cut to Spirited Away character, which gave me an idea to do that later. The foxtail. Haha! Yeah, that was very ingenious. I figured if they were looking for the guy in the hoodie, or they were looking for the guy in this Trek outfit, or the animal outfit, they'd never find him specifically, or the Taekwondo outfit, the next one. Yeah. There's a couple of times you see the Rick from Rick and Morty going by, but he's got his hat off. So it's like, some of these people were just like, actually, there was the con guy. Yep, it was the guy from the next day who was looking depraved afterward. Deprived and depraved. Scanmania. So yeah. Even though that's not specific. Yeah. Teddy Ruxpin. Oh, there's the cast of Game of Thrones with a walker. That's pretty funny. I haven't seen the show, but that's pretty funny. And Fortnite, it looks like a little bit. Well, Fortnite is kind of like Game of Thrones. So Teddy Ruxpin was going to say something about Illiop and stuff and Gruffy and go on about that, but he decided not to. Instead, he decided to take pictures. Very strange characters from space. That's from something, but I don't know what. That looks like it's from a video game, though. So, is that a Tigger outfit? No, it's something else. I don't think those two characters go together, but that's funny, though. I like it. Well, they're together, but the characters. So, yeah. A lot of merchandises and wares and whatnot. But to get rid of the audio so you could not hear it. Because it would have been kind of weird and strange. Con audio. Oh. Really? Or at least kind of creepy, because Teddy Ruxpin with his eye all screwed up. But yeah, here we have a sort of a Cubert looking thing. I don't think it is, though. It's not Cubert. That lady looks like Mrs. Story. Background. A little short. I wonder. I don't think she was there, though. No, she's a Pikachu lover. She likes Pikachu a lot. This girl, I don't know who she is, but she likes Pikachu a lot. So, here is the remainder footage from this scene. So it's yeah, we have Kitty Key saying something about being in costume and filming himself. Felt like he had to do that a bunch of times. Unfortunately, the other shot of that lady looked like she was pinching a loaf. I don't think she was, but actually, she totally was German. I was kidding. She wasn't. Yeah, I wonder about that airship. Is that like a Hindenburg or something? Or a dirigible? Yes, it's like a Hindenburg. And it's made with hydrogen, but on our planet it doesn't explode as much. For some reason. Yes, in fact, Teddy Ruxpin is German. Oh, it's for kids that don't have any buddies. Yeah. So
I'm in front of the Goujon over here, and I'm walking over to, maybe there's something going on at 4. I'm gonna take this suit off and go back to the Kirk outfit. It's too hot in this thing. But yeah, somebody said something about ass. He was like, my ass. And he was like, to his friend, it's like somebody said that. And I was like, what? Okay. No. So yeah, he was trying to be insulting, but it didn't work because he just looked like, I'm filming me. But if you want to film you, I can turn around. There's a cast filming some stuff, actually chilling after filming some stuff. And now we're coming down here and see the. There's the Teddy Ruxpin. We've done anything with this as a gag. Because it's like. It's a MacGuffin. It's not supposed to do that. Cowboys back again. This here, and I got the Teddy Ruxpin down here. So yeah, there it is. You can't see it because I got the video. Yeah, so some guy was asking. So there was a very special. And I don't mean special like special. I mean special. And he thought that I would find the voice actor of Teddy Ruxpin and have him meet him so they could meet at a convention. Yeah, like I'm gonna do that. Right, for you, who I don't know. Yeah, I'm filming me, not you guys. Okay, so this is the, excuse me, sorry. This is the Cthulhu for President panel that's going on. He was very snarky, kind of like Nostalgia Critic history, and he kept telling people asking questions for them to leave because he didn't like questions. The guy wouldn't do that in a panel. Some of these people are special, you know. So I wouldn't do that because they might be offended. But it was funny that he was doing it. Yeah, of course, he was a flaming liberal who was making fun of Trump. Of course, even the other guys got to admit, yeah. It is funny that Cthulhu would eat any of the politicians that disagreed with him. That was funny. Also, and then he would make clones of and make people watch the suffering of the people I wanted to keep around. Yeah. So, but even though Lovecraft invented the other species alien and the Cthulhu, and there was Rathars and Star Wars. Even though Lovecraft was racist, so yeah, he'd probably agree with Trump. Yeah. But yeah, just, anyway, yeah. So that was the messed up panel. Yeah. So that was con stories. Wasn't very interesting, really. Like last year. Well, they did mention the drunk guy from last year. Oh, that was interesting too. But yeah. So. That was very interesting. Except that one of them was there was apparently a crazy guy at one convention that had like a toy gun and was like an ass. But yeah, that's fake fact. There was another one being a creeper to one of the con people. I didn't mention it, but I encountered that once before. A lady that played Callisto. She was at a convention and some guy like catcalled her, and she's like, ah. And her comeback was that Callisto would destroy you, and so would I. Oh, so yeah. The cowpoke and yep, I was at the convention. There were people protesting it, and then we had one of us say, I think it was Kelly. He's like, Jesus didn't say anything about the costuming people. Later on, one of them was a cat girl. Okay, this is Gundam style, but we couldn't. Of course, we can't use that music. MG would sue. Gangnam Style. And the Spider-Man guy is back. See, there was reference to that other episode. There. He's right there. And he's going crazy. It's a different Spider-Man guy, actually. It's more of a Star Trek Spider-Man guy. But yeah. Since Star Trek did have comics, and there are mangas of Star Trek, so technically, yeah, there's a manga ever since the Abrams one. So technically there is an anime manga. It kind of looks like Jenny Pickett Stevens, but it's not. Let's see, we got a bear. There is another bear here. Yes, but he wasn't Teddy Ruxpin. Here is the cast of the new Guardians. Oh, with a lady version of Drax. All right, cool. Totally, that totally works. They're the new Guardians. Yeah.
So, hi. Oh, I didn't think we start the screen. Okay, let's go talk to our contestants. Contestant number 1, what's your name?
My name is Storm.
Storm. Good name.
Yeah.
No. Huh?
That's actually my name.
Yeah, that's a good name. I like to go to that. Where are you from? Okay, that's fine. Let's like not slide these, but alright, that's cool. Alright.
Yeah, so there's cowpoke talking about, I believe, the protesting and such. But then, in the convention, it being the end of day 2 convention, yep. That be in town to mosey on now. Like that, what I'm saying doesn't quite match what I'm saying on my lips. That's probably kind of what I'm saying anyway. Well, get on out now.
And this is my convention review of Fanime 2019. I'm a psychic teddy bear, so my lips don't have to move. Yeah, that's my explanation. I'm sticking to it. Hi, my name is Teddy Ruxpin, and you're watching the convention where I have an adventure, and it was quite an adventure. However, it's conceded that trying to walk the entire con is impossible. When you're a teddy bear that's roughly 2 feet tall, it's impossible. So you have to get an airship to help you to, or some form of transportation. Although the clumsy rolling cart on day 2 was a little too clumsy. People kept flat tiring it, running into the back of it. For some reason, I'm starting to sound like I'm from Baltimore. That doesn't make any sense.
Greetings, this is Calcat, the Calcatster, near San Jose State. I don't have time to walk over there, but it's weird because right now, it's day 3, Sunday, the 26th for the convention, and it is now raining, but the sun's out. So I just thought that would be, that's definitely magical space to Illiop Teddy Ruxpin power.
Yes, Teddy Ruxpin's a very powerful magical creature. He knows about airships and stuff. Yeah, of course he's a German teddy bear. Und wunderbar, yeah. That's right. Well, not really.
Yeah, so it's like the Comic-Con with the Line Con years ago when it rained. As well as being like the other Comic-Con where it wasn't. It's like Baycon. And I remember Fanime 2013. Line Con. That. Anyway, so yeah, this is 2019, so there's no line. Anyway, so I'm gonna get into the Togos, and then I'm going over to Macross Delta, premiering the movie over there at thing. Afterward is the Teddy panel.
Okay, the guys that were doing Pokemon is not 5th gen are not the same guys doing the Cthulhu for President gag for years. They've been doing that. Different people have been doing that. We just added them to the subscriptions, and they have about as many subscribers as the Calcat Show. So, yes. But the older channel, the newer older channel, the Calcat Show channel, with only 20 subscribers added them. Yes. So I went to the Mario and Wario one. But yes, here Team Rocket. And the Team Rocket and yes, the Mystery Spirit. That is hilarious. Studio Ghibli and Team Rocket meeting at last. And also that would appear to be, looks like Danielle Williams and her husband from the church in cosplay. That's actually who that is. And here we have the other ones, and yeah, the other characters. We don't know who they are, but they agreed to be in the picture as well. So yes, everyone agreed to be in the picture, despite the one fan who came up and freaked out. And now a kitty key, putting on the kitty key belt. All is the belt. And it looks like I'm like taking off my clothes in public, but no, I had pants on underneath. No, I just want to take off my pants. It's so hot and bothered in here. I don't want to get naked. Well, what's the way I figure it? If the ladies can walk around wearing practically nothing in the space alien bunny bikini, I can do the same thing. It's true gender free. I did go to the Togos, which had the gender bathrooms. They were both male female bathrooms, both. And I said to the lady at the counter afterward, I was confused. I did not know which bathroom to go in. They said male and female, so I went on the one on the left. I hope it was the right one. But I said I don't identify as a girl or anything, but I thought that was odd. I didn't know which room to go into. So yes, and it was just as skanky in that bathroom as it was in the other one I might add. Just to say, not very well kept. There's the teddy bear. So if ever they saw the teddy bear, they knew it's the same guy, which is funny. And then also, we had some other fans of the Cat show and the review show, mainly the review show, who also had teddy bear outfits or Garfields or other animals they were carrying around in anticipation of a glorious adventure. So there were others, like, that were probably pulled aside and told them to find their master Cat and have him quit, like, walking back and forth down the promenade with that cart thing from yesterday. But the cart thing from yesterday was already gone, you see, so they're kind of wasting their time. And yeah, and Kitty Key is marching around doing the horse stroll. And there we have the men's. Yeah, so, yes. Apparently on the old bullshit, though, there were 4 Kitty Keys, of which one of them was a former Jungle Swan black belt in pre-COL. Another was a former black belt and not in COL. Another one was a blue belt, and the 4th one was not in it at all, but was the sister of the other one that was the blue belt. So that's what happened. So yes, and they were on the demo team that the younger ones were, and they were hackers. But not Cat, he's not a hacker. Anyway, we have at some point actual Mike, Miles, and Jason, actual hackers from movies, but that's later. Oh, there's yes, a knight and Fortnite and the Desert Storm and a creature. Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's actually pretty cool. I like that. So yes, let's see, some pretty great costumes here. Yes, and there was one man who was freaked out over taking pictures of the con people, and so I got their permission, and then he backed off. I'm thinking that he was a little awkward, that he might have been in trouble for that very thing earlier, so he was like, I'm going to go to the next person over and just kind of pass the buck to the next guy, tell him not to do it, instead of just taking responsibility. Now here we have some other young people, millennials, possibly post-millennials. Yes, here we have this guy. Yes, he's actually the Grim Reaper, or a Grim Reaper kind of character. The Book of the Dead. Which is pretty funny. Oh, yes. On the corridor of filth. No, the game room. I think I was talking about having gone to the Star Blazers panel, but there was music playing in the background. Oh, there's Michael Myers. The shape. He's behind me there. Yes. He didn't kill me. Little, not too tall for Michael Myers there. Shape is supposed to be taller than that. But, oh, that could be a critique of a costume. In this case, it's Michael Myers' assistant. So you can turn that around. See, as a fan of the stories from the old school days, you know, they would just give advice on how to make the costume look better, which is not a critique, but rather making it look better. So they would just say, Well, you need some platform shoes. Yeah. So you can look like you're 6 feet tall even if you're 5'10". Well, it's because you paint the toy gun or whatever. I mean, look, toy. Yeah, you can do a lot with silver paint actually with the stuff. It's kind of neat. If you want to make something look metal, silver paint, and you burnish it a little bit to make it look aged, like while it's drying. That's Star Fox again, or Fantastic Mr. Fox. But interestingly enough, Fantastic Mr. Fox is Ms. It's a girl. Looks like it's that same group of Halo people. Let's go back for a second here. Okay. Okay, that's the different group of people. Halo and next is Art Gallery. There's one of the con people. Oh, yeah, that guy was not security. Wasn't the same guy. Okay, so she was doing something to, yeah, I think she was there last year, actually, doing the same thing as the, yeah, that lady was the, that lady was there last year doing the same pose, but as a blue princess from Disney.
So that was Dreams and Memories and Anime L3. All of it was in Japanese except for this one part about them singing a song that was dubbed in English. There was one that was inspired Inception. There was one that kind of inspired Up. But it was inspired by Waterworld, very clearly. Going down into the water. And Inception. Anyways, if there's anything else, next panel will be Make Anime Great Again.
Yeah, so there we have. Yeah, that briefly was Captain Marvel Man and Captain Lady Miss Marvel. That was funny. Too bad I couldn't get a close up of them. They didn't want a picture. That would have been awesome. Two of the early classic Miss Marvels. Well, yeah. Well, there's a dinosaur. Awesome. Any colorful costumes? Oh, there's keep forgetting that show. Well, not Dragon Ball, it's the other one. Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! There's candy from the new candy store, Candy Kitchen. It was okay. I ate the fudge later, like afterward. I ate some of it while doing the videos and putting them together. It was not pot. I have to point that out. A joke panel by the people at 5th Gen people. Not the other people. I thought they were. And I looked it up just now on the internet.
That panel was make anime great again. It was the jokester guys from yesterday. It was extremely random. It was like the random of randomness. Different things happened that didn't make sense. Creating anime to Saddam Hussein and the Libyan president and weird stuff like that. Gaddafi and yeah, so pretty strange. So make anime great again. The joke. And Harambe is dead, whatever that is. That's, I don't know because it's dead.
Okay, those guys were not related to the Cthulhu guys. They're just friends with one of them. They're not related. They're like buddies. They're kind of like Channel Awesome was. They have like friends that all go to the convention and they do different panels. Yeah. Channel Awesome's still around. They just broke up into like little bitty Channel Awesomes. Yeah, they're still around. Some of their leftovers are still around. So there's a bunch of characters going on here, and then we another character, not Dragon Ball, it's something else. Yeah, there's Adam Savage. The moment of Zen. Not kidding, that's actually what that is. Some other discussing the kitty key, discussing some things, and then changing into another outfit to escape the convention. No, not to escape. He wasn't doing anything illegal. Yeah, we're coming to the end of what is this commentary, but there's a little bit more on the end here, as I explained about other crazy person on a train. Again, yeah. So, but yeah, the day of the convention, yeah, day 3.
This is the end of Sunday. Well, it's not.
Okay, that's it. End of Sunday.
Yeah, so this is the end of Sunday. Well, it's not the end of Sunday, but it's the end of Sunday for this film shoot. Yeah, so so that's it. Sunday, day 3, Fanime, and it is sprinkling. Yes, so yeah.
Report briefly on yet another crazy person on the train. We got on the Mountain View train here, and now I'm waiting at Tasman because it got off. There's a crazy lady. This is so crazy. She was black. But that doesn't mean she's bad. I mean, she was crazy. She was like off on herself. There was no one there. She wasn't on a cell phone. She was just going off, telling somebody that she was the child of Justin Bieber, that her mother was her father, a sex changer case, and she tried to make her fun or something. I don't know what she tripping. She tripping on something. She tripping balls. What it was bath salts or something. And she like and she tried to take on this other guy. And he was like, what the fuck? And he got off. What?
Anyway, at one point, some congoer thought that somehow I knew the voice of the animator of the Teddy Ruxpin cartoon series. That's impossible. How would I know that? Another congoer thought we were taking surreptitious photos of the con people, which we weren't. Yes, and this freaky little vignette will be added to the con adventure, because you didn't actually hear Teddy say anything, did you? Or did you? No. Yes, Teddy Ruxpin. The con panels.
So this is filming me. This is day 4 of the convention, the Fanime Con thing. Day 4, so far a little earlier but quieter. Yeah, well, I'm not there yet, but we'll see. Yes, SAP and SAP Productions of characters were actually here shortly after I got on the train. And they're here now somewhere, but I don't know if we'll see them or not. Oh, we'll see. Probably.
Alright, so yes, the convention, of course I was a little early, so looks like it's dead and there's nothing going on. But actually, there was. The Trekkie showed up, the Creech character showed up, but didn't do the voice. Yeah, so, so yeah, this Creech. Yeah, it was this is the one where the other guy, was after this guy.
People were filing in.
Yeah, so there's some costuming people that arrived in time to do their thing. They were, and there's Creech again. He didn't actually say much of anything really. He tried to in front of a table later, but people just sat down there with him. and didn't talk to him, though. They just sat down there with him. So there he is. Lots of pictures of Creech. At the table.
I rather found all of the humans rather annoying and disgusting. But I was okay with it. I found the protesters on day 3 and day 4 rather annoying. Even more so. Partly because they misuse the scriptures of the Bible. Oh well. Teddy Ruxpin is not actually learned it anyway, so I know. Anyway. Now I'm sounding like I'm from Baltimore yet again. It's because it's kind of the same voice as Define. Even though it's not. Then the con-goer might say, it's Define. How could you get me to meet Define? To which I would say, Define died in 1988. Yeah. The creator of Teddy Ruxpin died in 2014 or so. Anyway, so yeah, this is sort of a parody homage. Yeah. So I'm Teddy Ruxpin. That's my con experience. I really don't have much more to say about it. But maybe I will comment on the other venues and such. The Taylor's room was quite extraordinary. There were many fuzzy things in there. I like fuzzy things. In fact, I really like furries. Which may creep some people out, but after all, I am a bear. I'm technically furry, so why wouldn't I like furries? In fact, at one point, Silly Kelly dressed like a furry, but he wasn't. He was a furry friend. Also, Mr. Fox showed up, as well as other characters, including the Fanime Fox as well, and other foxes, and the nine-tailed fox. There were a lot of foxes there, because it was a silver anniversary, and the fox was the theme. Did you know that?
Okay, yeah, the game room, and then on to the Wario and Mario guys. Wallario and them. We had to cut out their rap because their rap was copyrighted, so we couldn't use that. The background music was.
Slaying the other 3 members of my barbershop quartet, and is now approaching me in a dark alley because this is where this fucking game takes place. Think you can just show up like this? Wah. You had so much promise when we were kids at that orphanage for musically talented students. We were going to be adopted together. But then you pissed in the sink. Family didn't want you, orphanage didn't want you, raised on the streets. You think you can come here and take my throne? I earned this! I'm awesome. No, you're not, dude. Don't lie. I'm awesome. Hanging around in your mom's ride? I'm awesome. Dude, a quarter of your life's gone by and you met all your friends online. You would run away from a brawl. I'm not in Smash. Good. You okay? Yeah, I thought we were doing more for this. just.
All right, beginning at 6 minutes and 1 second. 02. All right, here's the rap that they're doing. We could not show the rap because basically handed the thing to him and puts on the other hat, becomes the other guy, smart aleck about it, you know, and it goes on about how awesome his rap, his beat down here is. The other guy throws it, knocks his hat off, and then he's like, I'm gonna do the rap thing now, and the rap is beat, and of course, because they are 2 white suburban guys, I guess that's the joke, though, because, like, although it was kind of fun, hopefully somebody has recorded this somewhere and has gotten permission to use the background music, but I did not. So this is not going to have that. Yeah. Then he basically tells them off, and then proceeds to get the beat down to him, but of course he's white. He doesn't know what he's doing. So, and then he fell over. Yeah, they fell over. There he is.
So that was the Wario panel. 10. It's now, well, it's just a little bit over 11. And yeah, it was just about the Mario tennis character. But that was the random guys from yesterday. So they were making like all these weird juxtaposition jokes, but putting him in everything from Murasaki films to Grand Theft Auto 6, which is hilarious. Other stuff like that. Hasn't been released yet. No, it wasn't really. They were just kidding. But yeah. It's just and they faked a Jackie Chan sketch, which they did with a sideways phone thing. But they said it. Yeah. So anyway, and tail, a tail.
We get a scene with the two characters. We get to do a little action scene with pictures here of the two of them beating each other. Does sort of a rematch outside after the convention. That guy kind of looks the part of Wario, actually. Wario. So he's that didn't make any sense. He's falling forward. Oh well. In video games, they do that. So here's a bunch of guys going to some music that they had to cut out. And then along came Shatner, Cat, of course. I was there as well. And there was, of course, the anime girls dancing and singing. We couldn't film that. However, the one dude that didn't get lucky with the cat girl probably got lucky with the green one later. But here is Captain Kirk from the Chris Pine era. Just surreal, weird. Yes. And a younger version of the Ghostbusters. See, this is like the reboot, in which they actually kind of they're not related to the stories at all, unless that one on the end is Drew. I don't think so though. Yeah, so that would be this generation's correct Ghostbusters. See, they got one girl and 3 guys. That totally works. I like it. That works. Yeah, so, well, I'm Teddy Ruxpin, and I really have no idea who this is. And I got to pose in front of the cuteness god in the back. As you can see, the foxtail was also the theme. Isn't that wonderful? I'm doing a spot-on imitation of the guy who did the Teddy Ruxpin, but clearly imitating. Now, I'm sure I'll think of other funny things to say right here, but I haven't thought of anything new funny to say. So, perhaps for this clip, we can stop until I come up with something amusing, and leave this in the movie, because that's funny. Because it's funny. Maybe I'll think of something as I watch the slideshows, and then go, oh, I should comment on that. Yes. He looks very creepy, especially with the light behind him. And one of his eyes is slightly... Come dream with me tonight. There was somebody dressed like the clown from It. Anyways, but I didn't get a picture of him. Kirk is posing with a bear. And he has a tail. So it was like this gag. See, he was basically the Usual Suspects character, but also a fox. So it was like going around the convention, and they're saying, how he changes all the time, we can't find him. Trying to find this weird guy, but we can't find him. But the whole time, there was a foxtail on him every time. And when he showed up, yeah, it was actually him. And they're going to look through the videos and go like, oh, wait a minute. He was right in front of us the entire time. The gag of The Usual Suspects movie is that at the end, the guy telling the story reveals that everything in the room in the police station, which is kind of nuts and doesn't really make sense, everything that he said could have been picked up from stuff in the room, and it could entirely be a made-up story. Yeah, it could totally be made up. So he gets to leave. Yeah. That was the object of that movie. And I doubt this younger generation's actually seen it. They should, though. It's a classic 90s movie. So here we have, well, if any of them are film geeks, they might have seen it. Yeah. Yeah, they might have seen it. So here we have, except there was no Fox guy in that, but we have lots of the shirt tables and stuff, cute things, and the breadcast. I had to have that. When I saw that, I had to have it. They didn't really have a gray one, did they? I would have taken a gray one. Well, they had a gray one, but it's a dragon. And he's not really a dragon. Mini plush. It's sort of a white one. Yeah, they didn't have a gray one. So I took the two bee loaf-looking things. They're Nickies, I think it's what they are. Two Ks. They had other cat things. It could have got cat things that looked like cat things, but yeah, the little tiny plushies are funnier. And on their website, it says that anime store is closed, the Anime Expo store, but they have a website, so I don't know. They're clearly selling toys, so if the Anime Palace is closed in Santa Clara, are they just doing business as this? I don't know. Maybe they moved. Yeah, maybe they moved. So yeah, yeah, I didn't want to make the narrative slideshow the same as what's discussed in the other thing. Here we have a critter from possibly a Capcom game. There were actually quite a few Captain Marvels. So apparently, all those people complaining on the internet about the Captain Marvel movie had no impact on this convention at all, and people came as Captain Marvel because it was a made-up controversy, and really people didn't freak out over it. They went to see it, made $1 billion, so they can stop talking about it. Now Captain Kirk here is pointing out that you know, if you want to get lucky, you have to pick and choose your hot chicks, and that it was a misnomer that Kirk had the green girl, because actually it was Pike. He didn't know a green girl, but he didn't have her. So that's kind of what he's saying right here. Also, he had a bunny at one point, bunny girl. Except he realized at the end that it wasn't a girl, but he didn't care because it was the future, and he didn't care because he swings both ways. So yeah, he's that's basically what he's saying. Did everything. Okay, so our Artist Alley sign. Didn't really buy anything in there. Got like a pin. Oh, there's my Jason. Yeah, Jason Voorhees. A taller one that actually kind of works. He looks gigantic. Especially the way I shot him from sort of down, so he looked a little bigger. Because I think he was like 5'10" or 5'11", wasn't that tall. So I shot him from an angle so it looked like he was bigger. Just how they did that Han Solo movie, and trying to make that guy that was 5'10" look like he's 6'2". Kind of didn't work. We were not convinced that that was Harrison Ford at any point. Although the guy playing Lando nailed it.
Who's those protester people?
A wise man humbles himself. A wise man will pray and seek God and call on Jesus and trust in Jesus Christ. Make no mistake about it.
It's like there's totally music playing right over here, but the protesters are out here screaming at the raise the straight gate and all that. Jesus didn't say anything about the Jesus didn't say anything about the thing yet again. And they were like, okay, you guys have to protest us. Just protest us. And nobody was. It's hilarious. Like, nobody cared.
And it's 16 seconds. Okay, went over to the alma mater, the college.
Here's that Sweeney Hall is now missing. It's literally missing. It's gone. There's another building across from it that they finished. Just going to replace it. But it's smaller than the old tower one, though. It's not that. So there's the other side. It's gone. And there was already a rip in the wall here. Here's Adam Brown Way and John Yeager Way. This way towards Sweeney Hall. Beyond that, of course, they are named after us. Because, of course, they are. This used to be Community Hall briefly in 2009 and 10, but now it's just blank. I guess they took his name off of it. Odd. It is still Uchimata Hall, actually. It's just really tiny writing. Okay. It's like, just trying to put that writing really tiny inside. So, or are they trying to make it look like a microchip now? Because those two buildings up there, they don't exist anymore. That's funny. Those over there, then. Sweeney Hall's over there, and that's still there. A lot of
Well, we got it. Well, we're useless.
It's the teddy bear.
Oh, wow.
Looks like it's decapitated. And about memes and stuff, if you knew that they did reference the Pennywise and It in the trailer for the Addams Family movie remake. However, in that case, unlike that other video game, Mortal Kombat 11 mentioning woke, unlike that, It has been around as a book and a miniseries since the 1990s. So yeah, they can mention the evil clown with a balloon. That's like pop culture reference, as opposed to woke, which isn't really. Yes.
We did a lot more shots of me in the bag, just to like have me floating around and stuff. But most of them didn't work. So yeah, it's not that it didn't work because people were interrupting. It just didn't work visually. We did it anyway, and yeah, there's a lot of these odd shots of this thoroughly messed up Teddy Ruxpin, PDST bear, doing things, going back to the con. Later to comment on the guy that was passing out hugs. I think that's a little later. Yeah, so there's Kirk, looking goofy. I don't know what I was thinking.
Now, this here's Captain Kirk as a cowboy, because there was that one episode where he was a cowboy. Was on that planet. He was standing in front of this here thing here. Well, it's a giant snake, but it looks like a piece of poop. But it's supposed to be a snake. Big giant dog dookie.
Okay, what happened back there? Two things. One, there was a guy trying to get in the shot with his half-naked outfit, and I didn't want to do that. And then there's this other guy who was passing out hugs, but he wasn't creepy. He was like nice. He didn't look creepy or anything. He looked like a Santa's helper guy or something. And I said, well, that guy knows this. The protester was still out there, so I thought, well, that guy knows the spirit of Jesus because he actually would give out hugs if they wanted them, of course. So that was the spirit of Jesus. Unlike that other guy who wanted to be persecuted, so he could have people sued. Like, yeah, that's what Jesus would do. Totally, yeah. Like, dude, like, no one's gonna come after you because they're all onto you. That's why. Anyway, and that was one guy, because the other guy is gone. The other dude that was protesting and Catman, yeah, that was me. Yep, Werewolf Fuzzy Face. When Werewolf Fuzzy Face had told him you got dumped by a cat girl, he didn't come back. I think he might have been dumped by a cat girl. Yeah, so it's like, maybe he did. Maybe it was a cat girl or something. And now he's given up on his fake religion fucked up version of Christianity that he's not following right. He's gone on to do better things. Or either that or Robert Stoner. That's a different guy though. There's the other Pirates of the Caribbean guy. It looks a little more like him. Didn't sound like him though. He sounded like a baritone. But that's okay. He can not sound like him. He sounded more like the other guy. And there's Teddy Ruxpin having a joyous fun time. Yay, he's having a great time. He's Psychotic Bear. Oh, that kind of works. Yeah, that shot actually kind of worked a little bit. Notice that I did not crash into anyone at this point. And Cowpoke there didn't throw me. I noticed he's wearing a slightly different outfit. He has a teddy bear the whole time too, so really they could have just said, oh, it's the guy with a teddy bear. But there were like other Cal Cats, and they had teddy bears that were different. So they pull over like 6 other guys, be like, no, wrong dude. Well, there's Cowpoke's hat again. Yee-hoo! Going over to that singing event. Yep. Yeah, well, this could totally be made into. But earlier I was saying it couldn't.
Another one of those shirts. Yeah. Oh,
This girl was eager to have her picture taken. Actually, she really wanted to. I think it's a Harry Potter fan. Maybe not though. Maybe it's something else. It doesn't really look like Harry Potter, does it? I should probably know what anime that is, but Hero Academia maybe, because that's awfully popular. Could be that. Witch's School, maybe. Pitch 5. All right, so the cute things. Teddy Ruxpin again. A lot fewer pictures of actual people in the 4th act. More of the bear. Some action figures. Yeah, just prove the con adventure. This is more staggered to make it look like there were more people. It's just that they didn't do a lot of the in the show stuff. They did a lot of the action figures. A lot of plush things were on hand. Yeah. I don't know why that particular rack was so intriguing. Well, I guess it is interesting that there's egg people and stuff and hamster people. Yeah. It's all very bizarre and twisted. So this is the last stretch, really. We're coming in on the home stretch, filming the characters. It's a witch again, or another one. I think it's the same person. And then there's an Ash. Catch him. There was no Sonic the Hedgehog though. I think that might have been on the first day. But yeah, I couldn't make any Sonic. And there was no Aladdin character, which tells you how distant from reality they are. Making an Aladdin with Will Smith, there wasn't a single person rocking that costume. there might have been a genie, but it wasn't the Will Smith one. It was the Robin Williams. But yeah, it's just, but yeah, so movies you're not actually watching. Here we have was it Misty? Kind of looks the part. She actually was Japanese or some variant. Yeah, you could make a horror movie out of some of the corridor stuff. It just been any narrative. Yeah, I'm thinking 2 movies. So there's going to be like the Teddy Ruxpin's Con Adventure, and then there's going to be a horror movie as well, and that'll be hilarious. Cause yeah. Oh wow, that's uncanny. Wow, they're actually anime girls, literally. That's like kind of spooky. That's kind of awesome. I like it. Maybe the stories are right there. That'd be kind of funny. That's the crow from the other movie. I think that is one of the Miyazaki characters, that crow is. Anyway, so yeah, coming to the end of this clip. That's, yeah, narrative. Yeah, narration.
So that's it from Fanime Con. Get on a train. Yes, my review of the convention. There's rap music playing. That's my review. There's your moment of zen.
Have you know that the music there just wasn't the style of the SAP people, so they didn't show up. But the J-pop and K-pop were having a war at one point. And we don't know which side won, because we left. But yes, they shouldn't have war. They should have peace. The planet Illiop will invade the Earth. Well, I already tried that in the 80s. It didn't work. Yeah. In fact, I look like I've got horrible PSTD or something. Mangled looking. Love me. Actually, ironically, of all the people, the 3 protesting people, one of them was probably merely smitten for one of the congoers and was dumped at one point, or merely rejected, as Calcat suggested. And also, the guy that was giving out hugs for free is more Christ-like than the guys that were complaining about it not being Christ-like to be there. Just thought I'd point that out. Because Teddy Ruxpin likes hugs. Even Teddy Ruxpin that looks like this. As you can see, Silly Kelly has arrived on Earth again through the Time Transporter. And he has this. And he's no longer holding a bag because Teddy has been returned to Illiop. Yes. So he's been returned to Illiop on Earth. Let's see. Due to time-space dilation, this should be roughly a day after the 27th, when I went through the warp from Illiop. Should be the 28th. Yes. So, that was the Teddy... This is the Ra. Yeah. So yes, that was the Teddy Ruxpin adventure, and Con Adventure, and the other adventure. And yeah, that's the end. So until there's other ones. other adventures. Who knows? Maybe that mystery, particularly of the different projects of Mouse Trap, will be repeated in space-time once more. Yes, maybe. You never know, because it can happen again. I'm still in the shot. I'm still in the shot. Oh, I'm not doing that right. Let me try that again. Okay, we're gonna go this way. We're gonna aim that way. The giant airship is flying overhead right now. The giant airship. Anyways, yes. Also, it's kind of like a Japanese anime manga, kind of, because you got your character who's going through this thing, and he's like this trippy spiritual dreamland thing. That's what they do a lot of times. So, the con is the spiritual fairy dreamland. So yeah, that works.
Let's go to far-off places and search for treasures bright. Come dream with me tonight. Let's build a giant airship and sail into the sky. Let's watch the ground so far below. Let's watch the birds as they fly by. Fly so high, come dream with me tonight.